Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome you faces to this, the first of my bonus Christmas reviews for the month of December. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is the 13th of December 2009. We are here in San Antonio, Texas. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, home of the legendary Shawn Michaels. We're at the AT&T Center. 15,226 fans witnessed TLC 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first annual TLC to actually take place. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch the show. So, some history going into this actual pay-per-view. So, TLC was made for one very simple reason. Basically, just because they wanted to do this. So, we have got some very, very cool matches coming up. We have got D-Generation X versus Jericho in a TLC match for the Unified WWE Tag Team Championships. We have got Undertaker versus Batista in a chairs match. Drew McIntyre and John Morrison for the Intercontinental title. That'll be damn good. And Sheamus versus John Cena in a tables match. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Also, we have Christian versus Shelton Benjamin in a ladder match. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the first match, which was Christian versus Shelton Benjamin for the ECW Championship in a ladder match. Let's watch the match. So, just want to talk about the opening package to the pay-per-view. A very good way to get over the sense of tables, ladders, and chairs. It's just really symbolic. Also, the ring, the entranceway as well. I want to talk about. That is a really good entranceway. Probably for the first tables, ladders, and chairs, it was good. But most of them would be kind of like that going forward. So the match is still going on between Christian and Shelton Benjamin. We have just seen Christian be busted open. He was helped by the doctor to basically get himself okay. Crowd booed, but it was actually an unplanned spot. He basically caught himself on the ladder, which is very, very dangerous. Shelton's about to do something. Oh, crap. So, yeah, we'll watch the match going forward. We just finished watching the ECW Championship ladder match between Christian and Shelton Benjamin, and a really, really, really good match. Christian wanted to steal the show at TLC, and to be honest, for the time they had, it was a really, really good match, I thought. Some very, very dangerous moves. Powerbomb. Christian was climbing the ladder. Shelton Benjamin threw him off the ladder with a powerbomb onto the ladder, then a power slam off the ladder onto the floor. Christian was trying to stand up. Shelton would hit him with a splash in the corner. An amazing way to set up the finish of this match. So Christian was on top, and Shelton were on top as well. Power bomb off the ladder. Tried to. Shelton kept a hold of him, and Christian was able to turn it into a Hurricane Rana into the middle rope, and then Christian would hit a frog splash through the ladder onto Shelton Benjamin through the ladder, and that would retain the belt. So what would happen between these two? They would show respect next night on ECW, and when ECW folded, Christian would lose the title to Ezekiel Jackson, which is bloody disgusting. Christian should have been the final ECW champion, in my personal opinion, but hey ho, there we go. Shelton would basically go back to SmackDown. Christian would go back to SmackDown as well before going back to TNA for a little bit before returning to WWE. And yeah, the match was a really, really good match. So Christian retained, very good match. And Matt Striker kind of spoiled it for us when he said that no, the ECW Championship has not changed hands in the state of Texas, which is really fucking disgusting of Matt to say that. But Matt was a historian at this time. I think he was really, really damn good. So next up, I think we have John Morrison defending the Intercontinental Championship against Drew McIntyre. Again, another match could steal the show. Well, let's watch. So we've just had McIntyre versus John Morrison. Another really, really good match. A lot of submission work by Drew, which I thought was very, very nice. Morrison gained the upper hand with a tilt-a-whirl DDT, which was beautifully executed by McIntyre, landing on the top of his head. It was brilliant. They go outside to the ring. Morrison would execute a flying kick to McIntyre's head. Another missile drop kick landing square on the face by Morrison. Another good match. Starship Pain, but McIntyre's leg was under the ropes. One thing I've seen before was literally the referee goes out of the ring to count the pin, and then literally is like, "What? I've never seen that before," so I thought that was funny. McIntyre would execute an eye poke and hit a future shock. Another good way uh, Morrison would end the match, and literally, the future shot DDT would get the win and his first title win. So, what happened with these two guys? Well, Morrison would then go into a feud with The Miz and John Cena for the WWE Championship. That would be Morrison's big claim to fame. McIntyre would win a tag team title, the tag team championships with Cody Rhodes. Both men would leave the company back in, I think it was around 2010, 2011, when McIntyre would come back to his homeland of Scotland to win the ICW Championship, whatever happened to McIntyre in the WWE. Morrison would then leave the company, not return, go to Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling, where he is now the current Impact Wrestling champion as of this recording, and would be a former Lucha Underground champion as well. So next up, guys, we have, I think if I recall, it's Michelle McCool versus Mickie James. So let's watch this. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've just seen Mickie James and Michelle McCool face for the Divas Championship. Uh, to be fair, it was just a bod standard match. Um, a standard match for this era for the women. Not too good, but not too bad either way. Basically, both competitors would be gaining the advantage until the match ended up outside the ring, where Layla would distract Mickie James. Michelle McCool would throw into the barricade. Michelle McCool would execute a big boot for the win and retain the title. So now we have got the main event, one of the main events coming up now. It is John Cena versus Sheamus for the WWE Championship in a tables match. Oh, goody, John Cena. It just got cold in here all of a sudden. Maybe I should not bash John Cena. So just currently watching the tables match between Sheamus and John Cena, and literally, as soon as Sheamus was put on the table by John Cena, my mum literally walks in, doesn't know anything about wrestling at all, and literally just took one look at it and just went, "That guy's gonna move." And literally 2 seconds later, he moved. So even if you are putting, even if a non-wrestler's saying that something's gonna move, yeah. So yeah, let's carry on watching the match. So we've just had John Cena versus Sheamus for the WWE Championship in the dreaded tables match, and it wasn't a bad match. So basically they fought. They basically just fought, and fought, and fought. They basically fought on the ring apron, on the ring ramp. They basically just fought everywhere in the crowd as much as they could. Basically, Cena attempted an attitude adjustment from the top rope. Sheamus countered, two fought on the top rope, and then literally Sheamus fell off the top rope to the outside and pushed Cena through the table to win the match. So, what would go on? Well, Sheamus would actually become a multi-time champion after this moment, but he would actually lose the title at Elimination Chamber to who else? John Cena, who would then lose the belt straight after to Batista and set up a WrestleMania 26 match, John Cena versus Batista. Sheamus would go on to face Triple H at Mania, would lose. Sheamus is still a part of the WWE to this day. He's actually, at this recording, he is still the SmackDown Tag Team Champions with Cesaro as the bar. And Cena, well, Cena's made a few more appearances and stuff like that, and would become a multi-time champion, become a 16-time champion, and just stuff like that. So both men were prominent in their roles in the WWE. So next up, guys, if I recall, it will be Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston, and I'm looking forward to that match because, well, it's a good match. So let's watch it. Right, I do apologise, guys. The next match is Batista versus Undertaker for the World Heavyweight title. No idea why. I know we have Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton, but I didn't expect it to be this later on the card. So I do apologise, guys, but let's watch Batista versus Taker. So we just had Undertaker versus Batista in the first ever chairs match, and I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking awful. Chairs match should be no disqualification. The use of chairs was legal, but they basically, I'll just explain the ending of the match. So Batista pushed Undertaker into the ref, delivered a low blow, and a chair shot to win the match. But then Teddy Long comes out, restarts the match, and Undertaker hits Batista with a chair, and then hits the Tombstone Piledriver to retain the belt. That is fucking stupid, in my opinion. It should be no disqualification or not at all. The use of the low blow, okay, fine, fair enough. The referee, the announcers did allude that disqualifications do not count to anything else but the chairs. But this is a fucking chairs match. It should be no disqualification, no countouts. There was disqualifications count. It was a normal match, but with chairs. I don't understand that. And even if the chairs weren't even a part of the match, it was a fucking awful match to begin with. Not their best match. Go to WrestleMania 23 for one of their best matches. It was their very first match, if I recall. But no, I'm sorry, this match was fucking awful. It was terrible. It should have been a no disqualification match. A no DQ chairs match, in my opinion. But no, it was awful. So going into the next few months, Batista would basically go on to a rampage. Like I said before, with the WWE Championship match, Batista would become the WWE Champion at Elimination Chamber and face John Cena at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. John Cena would win that match, and they would feud into Backlash and Over the Limit. Over the Limit. Or Over the Edge, or whatever the pay-per-view is called. Undertaker would reignite his feud with Shawn Michaels at Elimination Chamber. Shawn Michaels would cost the Undertaker the world title, going on to Christian. And basically, it was an okay match, but again, just not their strongest. So next up, it should be Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. Let's watch that match. So, we've just seen Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston, and this was a damn good match. Not as good as the ECW Championship ladder match, but a good match nonetheless. A lot of psychology in this, a lot of submission holds. Kofi tried to do a diving crossbody from the top rope onto the outside, but a picture-perfect drop kick targeting the abdomen going on. Kofi would execute Trouble in Paradise and an SOS to no avail. But Orton, with the Trouble in Paradise, Orton grabbed the ropes. Orton would then hit an RKO for the win. So Randy Orton would go on to face both Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which is the upcoming pay-per-view. And Kofi Kingston would go into the Money in the Bank ladder match, which Jack Swagger would win. So, guys, next up, it is the main event, which is a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Unified Tag Team Championships. Is this match going to be good? Well, D-Generation X and Jericho are in it. Let's find out. So we've just had DX versus Jericho for the tag team titles, and again, a really good match. Naturally, Shawn Michaels' hometown of San Antonio, they're cheering for him and DX. But it was a really, really good match. Basically, the match started off with Jericho fighting Shawn with a lockup, and Big Show fighting Hunter with basically just punches. Really, really good match. Great uses of the TLC. Really, really good way the match ended, I thought. With Triple H holding half of the ladder as Michael retrieved the belts to win the match. It was a really good use of teamwork, I thought. So, what would happen? So, Jericho would break up, with Big Show turning face and Jericho being a heel. Jericho would win the World Heavyweight Championship, as I've explained earlier on, in the Elimination Chamber pay per view. Inside the Elimination Chamber, Michaels would defeat would super kick the Undertaker for that. Big Show would carry on the tag team with Miz, winning the tag team titles. I don't know if they won them from DX or not. I need to double check that one. Triple H would face Sheamus at the WrestleMania, and Shawn would then face Undertaker in their rematch from WrestleMania 25. So, what did I think of the overall pay per view? It was a really, really good pay per view, I thought. Very good way to set up the idea of having a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Hell, we're still in it. It's 10 years. It's been 10 years since it's 10 years now. So yeah, it's really, really good pay per view. I would say the best match of the night would be maybe Christian versus Shelton Benjamin or Drew McIntyre versus John Morrison. Either one of those two matches. Worst match of the night. I would have to go for Sheamus and John Cena just because of the way it ended. It was a bit stupid the way it ended, and Undertaker versus Batista was definitely a stupid way to end the match as well. So, guys, that was my first of a few bonus episodes. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you when this is released. We will see you for my TLC predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching.